Starting this month, marriage-based green cards just became one of the toughest paths to U.S. residency. These changes don't just slow you down, they could send you straight into deportation proceedings. A sweeping policy shift from USCIS is reshaping the rules for thousands of couples, and it's not just for future applications. Even those who filed months ago are now under the microscope. If you're married to a U.S. citizen or planning to apply, this is not the same process you thought you knew. In the next few minutes, we'll walk through exactly what's changed, who is most at risk, and how you can protect your case from denial. The immediate rule change. On August 2nd, 2025, USCIS quietly updated its internal policy manual, but the impact is anything but quiet. This update imposes tougher vetting, mandatory interviews for most applicants, and a stricter fraud detection process. Officers have been directed to begin each case from a standpoint of suspicion, assuming nothing and requiring proof at every step. What's even more important to understand is that these rules are retroactive. That means if you filed your application earlier this year, even as far back as April or May, your file could be pulled for additional review under these new guidelines. This is not a soft rollout. It's already active, and thousands of couples are feeling the effects right now. Why this matters now? The marriage-based green card process has never been quick, but it was relatively straightforward for genuine couples. Now, with over 11 million immigration cases in the USCIS backlog, the agency is under pressure to both clear cases and prevent fraud. Instead of prioritizing speed, the focus has shifted to thoroughness, and in practice, that means more delays. Before, if you missed a document or submitted something incomplete, you often had a chance to fix it with little long-term damage. Under the new rules, missing evidence is no longer treated lightly. It can weaken your case permanently and even push you toward a denial. The new red flags for marriage cases. The updated policy manual includes a detailed list of situations that will trigger heightened scrutiny. While these do not automatically prove fraud, they put your application into what's called a high-risk profile. Common red flags include a large age gap between spouses, especially if there's limited shared history, a very short dating period before marriage, marriage soon after entering the U.S. on a tourist visa or other short-term visa, lack of shared financial accounts, leases, or insurance policies, photo evidence that appears staged, repetitive, or taken all on the same day, limited interaction with each other's families or communities. For example, if your photos together are all from one wedding day, in the same outfits, that might raise eyebrows. Officers now look for variety, different events, seasons, locations, and appearances that show a relationship over time. Interviews now the norm. One of the most noticeable changes is that almost all applicants can expect an in-person interview. Before, strong cases sometimes received an interview waiver, especially for couples with children or extensive joint documentation. That's now rare. For flagged cases, the interview process itself is becoming more intense. Couples may be separated and questioned individually, something that used to happen mainly in Stokes interviews, which are reserved for suspected fraud cases. Each spouse is asked the same set of personal questions, and their answers are compared in detail. Even small differences, like the color of a living room couch or the name of a favorite restaurant, can be flagged for further investigation. Home visits and surprise checks. The increase in home visits is another major shift. USCIS officers can now arrive unannounced, either before or after your interview, to verify that you're living together. During these visits, they may check how your clothes are stored, look for shared mail or bills in both names, inspect the layout of the home for signs of cohabitation, ask casual questions about your daily life. While this might sound invasive, it's now part of the standard toolkit for officers. If something doesn't add up, for example, if one spouse's clothes are missing entirely or if utility bills are only in one name, that can damage your case. The new risk of incomplete filings. This is one of the biggest traps under the updated rules. In the past, a missing document often led to a simple request for evidence, RFE. Now, an incomplete or disorganized file can lead directly to denial, and in some cases, a notice to appear in immigration court. That's not just a rejection. It's the start of removal proceedings. And under the new policy, you might not have the option to simply refile your case with the missing information. The margin for error is much smaller, and a single oversight could end your application permanently. A real-world case under the new rules. Here's a clear example of how this plays out. A foreign national entered the U.S. on a tourist visa, married a U.S. citizen within 2 weeks, and filed for a green card. In the past, this timeline might have triggered some questions, but nothing too extreme. Now, that same case is considered automatic high risk. The application was flagged immediately, a home visit was scheduled before the interview date, and the couple's case was placed under active fraud review. Even though they claim their marriage is genuine, the short timeline and lack of long-term joint evidence were enough to put them through months of extra checks. How to prepare under the new standards. If you're starting your application, treat it like it's your only shot. Here are concrete steps to give yourself the best chance. Collect 3 to 4 months of joint financial records before you file: bank accounts, leases, insurance policies, utility bills, and tax returns if possible. Build a strong photo record. Show different times, places, events, clothing, and seasons. Prepare detailed affidavits from friends and family. These should include specific memories and facts about your relationship, not vague statements. Organize your evidence. Use labeled tabs, exhibit lists, and a logical order to make review easy for officers. Be consistent and truthful. Even minor contradictions can lead to doubts and further investigation. Include evidence of ongoing daily life. Shared Amazon orders, grocery receipts, travel itineraries, and joint memberships can all help. Why this is more than just paperwork. This isn't simply a matter of sending in more forms. The new policy reflects a mindset shift at USCIS, one where fraud detection is the starting point, not the backup plan. Every couple must now prove the authenticity of their relationship from day one. For many, that means gathering and presenting evidence you may have never thought to collect before. It's not about overloading the officer with paper. It's about giving them a complete, consistent, and credible picture of your life together. This change is more than a bureaucratic update. It's a cultural shift in how USCIS approaches marriage cases. Genuine couples now face the same intense scrutiny that used to be reserved for suspected fraud cases. In this environment, preparation is everything. Think of your green card application like a legal trial. Your relationship is the case, your evidence is the proof, and the officer is the judge. The couples who succeed under these rules will be the ones who treat the process with that level of seriousness from the very beginning. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit like, share it with anyone going through the immigration process this year, and subscribe to US Visaport for real-time updates and expert breakdowns. Thanks for watching, stay informed, stay ahead, and we'll see you in the next video.